Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be telling you the 12 players who have qualified and been invited to Salt Mine 3 EU, and I'm also going to be revealing to you the groups that they have been assigned to, 2 groups of 6 for the main event. Now the gameplay that you're seeing in the background, Shady versus Dralley. This is game 5 of their qualification match. Winner advances to the tournament. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you straight up, because it will become very obvious when I reveal the group stage graphics who won this game. It was Shady in a massive upset win. So while we enjoy his win against Dralley here, ridiculously high level game, ridiculously high level series played between these two. Let me go ahead and tell you, or show you guys, the 12 players who are going to be playing in Salt Mine 3 EU, starting just 4 days from the time of this recording. So here's the list on the screen right now. We've got Atto, Moxie, Khaled, Rawas, Toxic, TRK, Vatira, Zen. Those are the 8 invited players. And the qualified players, Nas, Naupo, Oski, and Shady. We'll be taking a look at Oski, or rather Nas's game to qualify right after this Shady and versus Dralley one. But yes, like I said, Shady versus Dralley qualification match. Everybody thought Dralley was going to make it in, including myself. But Shady was able to get the crazy upset win in order to qualify ahead of him. Now Dralley will have more chances. There are 2 more closed qualifiers for Salt Mine 2 that he will be invited to if he wishes to participate. And they will both technically be easier than the closed qualifier that happened this week. Because the 4 players who have qualified will not be in that closed qualifier. So simply less of the best players to play against and less of the best players to beat in order to make it through closed qualifier. That won't make it easier to get into the main event though. Anyone who's failed to qualify for stage 1 of Salt Mine 3 EU will have to go through the promotion relegation tournament after winning the closed qualifier, after making it through the closed qualifier I should say. So it's very, very tough to get in, very stacked competition. As you guys can see, a lot of the best players have accepted their invitations to play, and of course that makes it a whole lot harder to qualify with more and more of the good players being active in ones in the modern day. Well, let me show you guys the groups that have been assigned here. I've shown you guys the players who have been invited and the players who have qualified, but let's take a look at what that looks like in a group format. So here's Group A: Rawas, TRK, Vatira, Toxic, Oski, and Shady. So Shady qualifying to Salt Mine 3 EU gets the reward of participating in what, I mean, looks like the group of death, but the other group is also a group of death, so I guess it's just one of the groups of death since everything in EU is so stacked this time around. Everything in NA as well. I'll be telling you guys about that tomorrow. Yeah, Rawas, TRK, Vatira, Toxic, Oski, and Shady. That's Group A, and of course that leaves for Group B the other 6 players: Moxie, Zen, Atto, Khaled, Naupo, and Nas. So yeah, no weak players. Absolutely no weak players at all in this tournament. It's ridiculously stacked. And if you want to take a closer look at those graphics, if you want to take a more in-depth look at those groups, then head over to my Twitter and head over as well to Wikipedia, where you can catch all of the information about the tournament, which is, like I said, just a few days away now. Okay, let's talk a bit about Shady and Dralley on the screen here. So Shady and Dralley, one of the saltiest matches, I think maybe even the saltiest match of the tournament so far in the qualifier. It was streamed by Hoodie who sent me these replays. A shout out Hoodie and also Lawler by the looks of things on the replay here. So if you want to see the match, head over to their channels, look at their VODs. I'm sure they could direct you to the match if you kindly ask them. Yeah, what a run Shady went on throughout this tournament. Dralley was only the last victim of Shady's ridiculous form on this day. I know Shady will be a bit of a newer name to a lot of you guys watching. I've seen his gameplay before. I don't think I've actually had him play on my channel yet, despite trying to arrange that in the past. Lovely little low 50 there to tie up the game off the aerial play. Yeah, he's mostly a grounded player, very physical, very calculated player as well. And Dralley highlighted in the text chat, not the quick chat, there was a ton of quick chat spam in this match, but he highlighted in the text chat that he was very impressed with Shady's kickoff. He didn't say that specifically, but something to that effect. But yeah, Shady took Naupo to all the way to a 0-second goal in the ace match. It was a best of 3 upper bracket that they played. So he went right down to the wire with Naupo, who obviously qualified in stunning fashion. And then went on a lower bracket run after being sent to the lower bracket by Naupo. He went through Mizixi, who's another very talented player from the Middle East. Grama, who's an extremely active and high-rated Italian ones player. I shouldn't say ones player, but somebody who's good at ones. I know everybody gets very offended when I say ones player, because you apparently can't be a ones player and a threes player in the minds of many. And after that, he went through Clears, which was a big upset, I think, for a lot of you guys watching, including myself. The fact it was a 3-0 win against Clears really showed what kind of form Shady was in. Clears, no slouch in 1v1 himself, despite not really having the association with the game mode that his twin brother Rawas does. He's still someone who's had success in ones in the past, and that's a massive mistake there by Dralley. Shady just outlasting him here in an extended midfield back and forth, where Shady was just like poking, prodding, looking for any openings that he could find. Dralley did crumble first. Now we're getting into the final seconds of the match. Dralley wants 2 goals. He needs 2 goals, or else he will be eliminated from Salt Mine 3 EU Stage 1. And he does get one. It's not the best defensive play there by Shady. He left the door open in the near post, and Dralley flicked it right through him. Shady still looking for his 4th straight win in the lower bracket of the closed qual to qualify, and with that kickoff he's in a massively advantageous position. And let's see if he was able to close it out in regulation, keeping the ball in the back corner here. Accidentally centers it. I don't know if he meant to do that, at least not with that lack of control, but the demo off the sidewall all but secures it. That open net absolutely does, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is how Shady secured the biggest upset in Salt Mine 3 quals to eliminate one of the favorites to make it, somebody I thought was absolutely going to make it through. Then congratulations to Shady, the dark horse, the final player to qualify to the EU Salt Mine Stage 1. Just to recap, Dralley does have more chances to make it in future stages. He'll have to go through the closed qualifier for Stage 2, which will be at the end of October, and then he'll have to go through the promo relegation tournament against the 2 weakest players from Stage 1 in the tournament. So yeah, we could see a rematch if Shady struggles in Stage 1 and gets sent to the promo relegations. Dralley could be waiting there for it. We'll have to wait and find out. But let's take a look at the other game as well. There's one more qualification match I wanted to show you guys. It was NAS against Rezears, and let's see how that one went in Game 3. So here we are, Manfield night for NAS against Rezears. Shout out to apparently Jack for sending me this replay. He was watching the match live. He was on Jordy's stream for this one. So let's see how it went. It is Game 3 here. Now, I said that I was just going to tell you guys the winners of the games here because, I mean, it would become pretty obvious when I show you the group stage graphics. Anyway, yeah, NAS able to come away with the win here against Rezears. Now, nobody would be surprised to see NAS Rezears in a qualification match. I think these two names make a lot of sense. Rezears has been at the top of the EU1 scene for quite a long time now, and NAS more recently has been one of the most dominant players in the scene as well. And yeah, that player that I absolutely thought was going to qualify, I said in the last video I made about Salt Mine 3 EU quals, the 3 guys I really thought were going to make it through were NAS, Naupo, and Dralley. NAS and Naupo did. Dralley did not. He got upset by Shady in that lower bracket final. Yeah, NAS got the job done against very tough opposition. Oski, of course, was that not really a surprise player, but maybe at the level he played at to go through uppers and make it, that's definitely a surprise. So yeah, Oski bringing back the form that we've seen from him in the past. Unfortunately for Rezears, and unfortunately for a few other players in the qualifier as well, they were not able to do that. They were not able to peak at the right time. And yeah, you're going to need to peak if you're going to take down NAS in his current form. He's just been incredible. And that was a ridiculous flick midair that went in off the bar. I think Rezears might have got a piece of it. Not really anything he could do there. He didn't know much about that one. NAS flings it top bins and goes up 3-0. Yeah, unlike the other qualification match that I've just shown you between Shady and Dralley, this one was just dominance, absolute domination by NAS. Rezears couldn't really get a foothold in this series too much. He just trying to stabilize here. Now he does have a chance to get a dribbling play going, and he spots the early challenge from NAS. Rezears with the low boost gets the flick past him and gets 1 goal on the board. Now, Rezears' run through the lower bracket was pretty impressive before it came to an abrupt halt in the lower final, the last match that he had to play. He did go on a very impressive run. He was actually sent to the lower bracket in the qualifier by Stizzy from Spain in round 1. So he had a long lower bracket run if he was going to make it through. That lower bracket run took him 2-0 past Rise, 2-0 past FBI, who's a newer player who's in great form from Saudi Arabia. 2-0 past Acro, another English player who's been getting a lot better at ones recently. And then he actually got a forfeit win against Luis, who had to go. I suppose Luis was only able to set aside the time to qualify for Salt Mine 3 through the upper bracket, so when he lost in the upper bracket, he just forfeited lowers. And then Rezears got his revenge on Stizzy 3-1 before finally matching up against Nas here, who was just a bit too much on the day. Still though, credit to Nas. He was able to regain from what was a pretty tough upper bracket loss to Oski and get right back on his impeccable form. You know, before losing to Oski, Nas 2-0 Rixie, 2-0 Fairy Peak in a really cool series. Good to see Fairy Peak back in high level ones in Europe. And then 3-0 Grama. So Grama actually getting eliminated by 2 of the players in this video, Shady and then Nas. Yeah, what makes Nas so dangerous these days is the fact that he's kind of just got the full package for 1v1. He's got a good kickoff. He's not got that back corner boost, unfortunately, for himself. But okay, apart from that back corner boost, he's got the full package. He's got a good kickoff, great variety in his gameplay, very solid on the ground, very mechanical and quick with the recoveries. And he's got a good aerial game as well. There's not really a clear weakness in his game. Seems like a smart and mechanical player at the same time who, if you can put it all together, can be a test for just about anyone. And like I said earlier in the video, that's what really makes this EU lineup for Salt Mine 3 so interesting. Love that fake kickoff, by the way, by Nas to just get some more time off the clock. He's got a 3-goal lead, but he's completely blundered in the back corner. What on earth's he doing? Lets Rezears come in and pick up a free goal. It looks like Nas was expecting a fake there from Rezears. Rezears just went straight for the ball without a care in the world. Yeah, I'll show you guys one more time the lineup for Salt Mine 3 EU, just so we can talk over it as this game concludes. Yeah, no weak players there. Shady clearly the dark horse in my opinion. Oski showing a return to form that I think's convinced everybody that he can be a threat to anyone in the tournament. And then the other 10 names, you don't need to have anyone really argue a case for them. They're all proven competitors in ones, most of them extremely recently as well. I think Khaled was one player that a lot of people were talking about. He's not been as active as some of the other players who have qualified, namely Nas, Naupo, also players like Toxic, who have been extremely active recently. But every time Khaled has played recently, he's looked phenomenal. He's been a good test for just about anyone. Took Atto to Game 5 in a recent tournament. Traded wins with apparently Jack as well, so he's right there with the top guys, not quite at the very top tier, but I'd say solidly in the A tier, and extremely consistent, which is something that you can't say for players like Naupo, who really popped off and played extremely well to qualify, but before that we're not really playing very well, not in the greatest run of form. So that's really why Khaled got the invite, is consistency. Consistent players are players you really know what you're going to get. You know what you're going to get from them when you see them play. And it's really cool to have Khaled back in the Salt Mine, a player who's actually only one of 2 players who has been a part, at least so far, of all 3 Salt Mine main events. The other being First Killer, actually 2-time defending champion for North America, winner of Salt Mine 1 and 2 North America. But yeah, Khaled, of course, winner of Salt Mine 1 EU and winner of Salt Mine 1 World Championship. There was a Worlds for Salt Mine 1. But yeah, second place at Salt Mine 2 as well. So he's got, one of the most successful Salt Mine histories ever. The only other player I want to mention in this video, the only other question mark that I've seen a lot of people asking is about Rezears. Now, Rezears is actually currently on holiday. He's on vacation, so he's not been able to participate, but he will, like Dralley, and also like Rezears, and like all of the other players who did not make it into Stage 1, he will have the ability to qualify through the Stage 2 closed qualifiers, which are coming up at the end of October. Now, I know that's a lot. This video is full of information, and there's a lot to digest when it comes to Salt Mine 3. The format is it's a 3-month format, and it's got promo relegations, qualifiers, group stage, playoffs. There's a point system leading into finals. There's a lot to digest, but I can promise you that it will all make it will make sense to those of you who do decide to tune in either on my Twitch stream or on here on YouTube to the matches. It'll all start to make a lot of sense once you actually see it starting to unfold. And personally, I'm excited to see this format in action. I wanted to try something new, as I always do with most of the tournaments I run. Want to put a little twist on previous formats to see what works best. I feel like that's one of the advantages of community tournaments, is you can experiment a little bit. There's not the same kind of rigidity that can exist in a larger tournament such as RLCS or other big Rocket League tournaments as well. But yeah, check out Wikipedia if you want the information on Salt Mine 3 actual matches, like when you can tune into individual matches. That information should be on Wikipedia as well. If it isn't, it will be very soon. And you can take a look back at all the info I've shown you in this video as well on Wikipedia or on my own Twitter, where I'll be announcing everything as it happens. And as soon as information drops for North America, that's the first place you'll be able to find out about it as well. But anyway, appreciate all you guys tuning in. Congratulations to Nas and to Shady qualifying to Salt Mine 3 Stage 1 main event for Europe. It's really exciting to see both new players and OG players competing in such a stacked tournament. I can't wait. It's just a few days away now. And yeah, unlucky to all the players who didn't make it. Better luck in Stage 2 and indeed in Stage 3 as well if necessary in future qualification attempts. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, like I said, just follow me on Twitter, check out Wikipedia if you want to know more information, and I'll be back very soon with another update about NA qualifiers, NA groups, and NA invited players. So I'll see you guys soon.